Hello students, today as you can see our topic selected is decimals. This chapter decimal is very much important for the students of grade 6 to grade 10. So this video is going to be very helpful for those students. So please stay tuned with your pen and paper. You might have seen the decimal numbers played on the price tag. They are written like this: one number on the left side of the dot and some numbers on the right side. So some number on the left side and some number on the right side, and in between you will find a dot. So here also I have given some numbers like C 213.421. This is 0 0.005, 0 0.5, 12.5, 12.50, and then 19.95. So these are the numbers known as decimal numbers. So in introduction to the decimal, you can see here I have given a number that is 13.25. 13.25. There is a decimal point. Okay, so this is your decimal point, and on the left side of the decimal there are numbers, and on the right side of the decimal there are numbers. So these are apparently whole numbers, but on the left side uh, the numbers given are actually the whole part, or integral part you can call it, and on the right side of the decimal point the numbers are actually the fractional part. So this is the whole part and this is the fractional part of the numbers in a decimal numbers. So naturally, if the number has been given on the right side of the decimal point, the number given on the left hand point on the decimal point, they may not be having the same value. So we have to discuss about the place value of the numbers in a decimal number as well. So in this slide, you can see that how the decimal place value is given for the number. As we know that on the left side, these digits are from a whole part. So like earlier we might have studied about the whole number, place value of the whole number, that the very first number from the right is your ones place, and then when you move towards left, okay, the second one is your 10th place, and the third one is your 100, and so on, it goes on. So it will be the same, your ones place digit, your 10th place digit, your 100th place digit. But on the right side, the very first digit is your 10th place digit. It is already written, it is 10th. And the second one is your 100th place digit. And the third one will be your thousands place, and so on. If it is there another number, like if it was 5, then this 5 would have been 10,000th place. Okay, so this is the scenario related to decimal place value. So what happens when we go on expansion? We can see that when we have to expand this, we can easily write that this is, because 100 place, so it can be written as 200. The place value of this 2 here in this whole number is 200, and here it is 10th place, so 1 into 10, it is your ones place. So this 3 is having the value 3, this one is having the value 10, this 2 is having the value 200, and these all were from the whole number part. So it is very easy. Now come to this part. On the right side of the decimal point, 4 is your 10th place digit. 10th means 1 by 10th. So you can write here 4 tenths. Now this 2 is your 100th place digit. So it will be 200th. Okay. And likewise, this will be 1 by thousands. So like this, we give the place value of the number. If you go on putting this in decimals, so this 4 can be written as decimal, 0.4. Here this 2 can be written as, because it is in the 100th place, so it will have 2 decimal places, so 0.02, and because this one is in the thousands place, so it will be having 3 decimal places. When we talk about decimal places, it is the number of digits after the decimal point. So here the number of digit after the point is 1, so it is 1 decimal place in this 0.4. In this 0.02 as a number, the decimal place is 1, 2, so you can write here 2 decimal places are here. Likewise here it will be 3 decimal places. So in the number 213.421, the decimal places are, how many decimal places are there? It is 1, 2, 3. 3 decimal places are there in this number. I hope you understand. Right? So suppose Suppose for this I give you a question. Uh, let me reduce it, click simply, and put you one question like this, and ask you that for this given number 48.05. Remember one thing, we don't we don't pronounce the number decimal in the decimal places, like suppose it is 48.25, so we don't call it 48.25. We call the fractional part digits separately or individually, like 48.25, and if it is number like this, then it will be called as 48.051, and not, then we cannot call it 48.51 or something here like 48.25. Now the question is for you. You can see the question here. Digits in tens place. You can think, but the tens place, when we talk about tens place, we will see what is written here. Tens, not tens. There is a difference. Tenths and tens. When it is not th with apostrophe s, okay, then it is after the decimal point. Like here, everywhere you will see th, tenths, hundreds, thousands, and this. But here you will find s, ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, and this. So this tells you about a number that is in your whole number part. So digit in tens place means 4 here, because 8 is in your ones place, 4 is in your tens place. Okay, so digit in ones place will be 8. Now digits in tenth place. So the tenth place starts just after the digit, just after the decimal point. So just after the decimal point, the digit is 0. So the answer will be 0, isn't it? Digits in hundreds place is the second and digit after the decimal point. So it will be 5. See, just second, first after the decimal point, second after the decimal point is hundredth digit. So likewise thousands will be 1. I hope you understand. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. So as I told you earlier that we can easily expand the decimal numbers, like we have already done expansion in our grade 5 or earlier grades 4 maybe, for the whole numbers. So here, because it is a decimal number that comprises with a whole number part and the fractional part, so it is written like this. As I told you, the whole number part will be done first. This is your tens place digit, this is your ones place digit, this is your 1 by 10 place digit, and this is your 1 by 100 place digit. So it will be 10 times 7 plus 6 times 1 plus this 3 is 1 by 10 times of 3, that is 3 by 10, and this 5 is 1 by 100 times of 5, that will be written as 5 by 100. So this is your expanded form of writing this number. Okay. Further, if you want to write this in decimal, so it can be written like this as well. Okay. 0.3 plus 0.05, but this is the proper way of writing your answer here. Here you can simply think that this 2 is in the hundreds place, so it will be multiplied by 100, 4 will be multiplied by 10, 5 will be multiplied by 1 because 5 is in ones place. Then the decimal point starts and the 3 comes just after the decimal point, so it will be the 10th place digit, so it will be written as 3/10. 0 is 0/100th. 0/100th will give you 0 only, so I can write 0 or 0 by 100 doesn't make any difference. So 6 upon 1000 you can write, and this you can do. You can do as your classwork or homework, whatever you say. Very easy. Let's move. Now the next topic was comparisons, that is comparing and ordering the decimal numbers. We have the decimal numbers already mentioned here. So when it comes to compare or order, we use the signs. These three signs I think you should know, and you must be knowing what these signs are. This sign is known as less than or smaller than. This is equal to, and this sign is known as greater than. Okay. So whenever this sign comes, this is written like this and we call it less than, means this number has to be less than this. For example, if it is 4, it has to be more than 4, then only we can write this side. So wherever, I mean, these lines converge, okay, in that side, the number should be less. And where it opens, the opening area, like here, this is the opening area of this. So that must be given with a greater number than the number on its left. Okay, so the same thing, if it is greater than, means this side the number has to be greater than the number that we are going to put over here, okay, which is towards this pointed side. So this is the process we use. Now, as far as comparing is concerned, we start thinking about the numbers from the whole side, whole part, and then naturally from the fractional part. So here we see that on the whole number part, the number is 21, and here it is 25. It is but obvious that 25 is greater than 21. So this whole decimal numbers with 25 as a whole part will be greater. Here we see that the whole number part is 33 here. Whole number part here is also 33. We cannot still find which is the greater one. So we will move to the decimal uh, parts. I mean fractional part. After this decimal point, this is 0 and this is also 0. We can cancel it out. That is still we cannot figure out which should be which is the greater number. Again, we move to the 10th place digit, is 100th place digit, it is 3, and here also the 100th place digit is 3. Still they are same. So 0, 0 equal, 3, 3 equal. Before that also the whole numbers were equal. Now we have 5 on the left side and on the right side it is 8, because 8 is greater than, because 8 is greater, okay, 5 here, so we can say that 33.038 is greater than 33.035. So I can just show you the number exactly what was the number like. So this is the scenario. So comparing this and this is also very easy for you, I guess. You can easily see that this 6, you can simply cancel this 6 with this 6, 4 with this 4, because 2 digits whole number is also there, 2 digits whole number is also there, both the numbers are same, no need to worry about this. Now it is just after decimal 2 here, just after decimal, that is the 10th place is 2 here, but here the 100th place digit is 4, but the 100th place digit is 0 here. We will not move to 5 to check, because here only in the 100th place digit we can find that 4 is greater than 0. So we can say that this number is going to be greater than that. So 64.24 will be greater than 64.205. I hope you understand. So for this number, if you have to write the sign of comparison, what will you write? Tell me. 0.64 and 0.68, which is greater? Yes, this one is greater, so I will use this sign, because this number is greater, so I will keep this open area towards that number which is greater. Because see, after decimal point it is 6, after decimal point it is 6. We can still not decide which is greater. We will move to the next, okay, numbers. So this is 4 and this is 8, it is greater. I hope you understand. Okay, moving quickly, topic is some questions for you to practice. So these kind of questions come very rapidly in the exams for every grade. I think grade 7, grade 6, grade 5. So you can do this as a practice. For example, this third question is 17, 7. How do you check? We just check with the whole number first. 17, 17, 17, 17, 17. So we cannot figure out that, okay, which is exactly the number. Now you should think that we are comparing this in two orders, either ascending orders or descending orders. So we compare things in two orders, either ascending orders or descending orders. So what are they? Ascending means when you ascend, means when you go up from smaller to bigger. When you go up from smaller to bigger. Descending is opposite to that. When you come down from bigger, okay, to a smaller. This is your coming down, this is your going up. So this is called ascending and descending order. So if I give you a question for this in ascending order, okay, then what will you do? If I give this question as descending order, then what will you do? Descending order. So naturally, we will pick the very greatest number among all here first, and then we will move to the second greater, and then the third, and the fourth, and the last one will be the smallest one. Okay. So yes, now because we are arranging this in descending order, so we will find which is the greatest number among all. So 17.7, 17.9, this appears to be greater than that. We will ignore that and check with others. 9, 2, 7, 2. In the 10th place, 9 is greater among all. So we can see that this is going to be the first number to be written in the order. 9, 3, 4. Now it has been selected. We will check with others. Now 0 0.7, 0 0.2, 0 0.7, 0.23. So we can compare with 0.7 and then 0.7. So these two needs to be compared. Okay. 0.79, 0.79. Again, we cannot decide. So 0.793, 0.790. Which is greater? 3 or 0? 3 is greater. So we can pick this as the second number in the order. So 17.793 will be written. Now we have already selected first and second number in this list. What will be the third one? Naturally, we were comparing with 17.7 kind of number. So this is going to be a third number. Okay, because there is no other number in the tens place which is having 7. Okay, there were two. One is already written. So second will be written. It is this. And now between these two, we have to select which is greater. 17.22, 17.23. 23 is greater than this. So we will write 17.239. And then lastly, we can write 17.2247. And this is the way we will arrange. I hope you can arrange this in ascending order as well. While writing the same question in ascending order, you will start from here. Then you will write this, then you will write this, then this, and this. You will go, okay, in opposite direction of writing. So this will be done by you, hopefully. Moving on, when we talk about decimals to fraction, like how do we convert? So this page is about conversion of numbers from decimals to fractions and fractions to decimals. Okay. So when we see the questions like convert 0.6 to fraction, we will see that 6 was the 10th place digit. So we generally write here 6 as the 6 by 10, and that will be our answer because there is no more uh, digits after this decimal point. There is no more number except this. So 6 by 10 will be our answer. Also, we can think that because there is one decimal place after this decimal point, so first we will write the number what is there in the decimal and in a whole. For example, here when we come, we can write 225 altogether in the numerator, and then we will see that how many decimal places we have in this number. So we have two decimal places. For that two, we will put 20 and then 1 in the denominator, because we are converting this into fraction, and fraction is in the form of a numerator and denominator. So the numerator will be written the same number what is there in your question without the decimal point, and then you come down to the denominator part and write just the zeros according to the number of decimal places, and then 1. So here it is very easy. It will be 57, and there are two decimal places. We will write 00 for two decimal places and 1. That's it. Easy. Now this, when we have to convert fractions into decimals, what do we do? See how many zeros are there. That is in the denominator. It is 1. So we will write whatever number is there in the numerator, and we will put decimal here and here 0 just for beautification. Okay, that it protects this decimal point. Okay, for that we write. Why did we write 0.2? We know that every whole number has a decimal point hidden just next to it on its right side. So 2 can be written as 2 point, but as I told you that only point is not written, okay, either on the right or on the left. If we have to show this 2 in the form of decimal number, we can write it 2.0, 2.0, or 2 point further more zeros, 2.0, 2.00, like that. So decimal is there. Decimal point is always there in a whole number. Okay, if it is 115, this decimal point is here. So if the decimal point is already here, while dividing that, okay, from any number, that has zeros like tens, hundreds, thousands, and all, we move the decimal towards left side. We move the decimal towards left side. One place for 10. So here it is 10. So from here it will move one place. So decimal will now be placed over here. So it is 0.2 when we remove this 0, isn't it? And because we have written here point, to protect this, we will write 0 here in the whole point. But here the case is not the same. Here the case is not the same. Okay, let's have one more example here. That if I had a question like 15 by 100. So we know that the decimal point is here. We have to move it two places to the left because we are dividing this by 100. There two zeros are there. So the decimal is going to take place over here in the answer when we remove this 100. So it will be written as 15 decimal, and to protect this we can write that. Here in this question we don't have tens like 100, 10 and all. So if we don't have, so first thing is to convert this fraction into equivalent fraction where the denominators are in zeros. If we can make this fraction, okay, as an equivalent fraction with denominator in the form of tens, hundreds, thousands, and 10,000s, it will make our life easy. Okay, we know the process, we can do that. So see, what is the nearest, okay, number with zeros that we can make from 5? It is 10. For making 10, we had to multiply this by 2. So we will ultimately multiply numerator by 2 as well to get its equivalent fraction. So the equivalent fraction is going to be 6 upon 10. And the same scenario is there. And you know that what we can do, we can put a decimal here just before 6, and then this is 0 because this is 1 0. Now it is 7 by 8. Okay, so 7 by 8, how can you convert this? If it was like 7 by 25, at least you could easily guess that, okay, we can make it 100. Okay, so it would be 28 by 100, and further the answer would be 0.28 if it was 7 by 25. Okay, but the question is 7 by 8. So yeah, you should think that way, that when it was 4, we multiplied by 25 to get 100, isn't it? So when it is 8, what number we can multiply to get 100? 12.5. Okay, 12.5, but still it is a decimal number. So okay, we can make it 1000 if we multiply it by 125. So you can multiply this by 125 in the numerator and in the denominator as well. Why? Because in the denominator you are going to get 1000, and here whatever you see 875, that will come in your numerators. And now because it is 3 digits here on the numerator side, decimal point is here, you know, it is hidden. For 3 zeros in the denominator, we will move 3 places on the numerator part from right to left. So it will be 1 place, 2 place, 3 place. Decimal is going to appear here. 0.875 we can write, and to beautify this we will put 0. So this is the way we convert. I hope you understand. Now the next topic was uh, how can we place the decimal numbers on the number line. This is the way we place numbers on the number line, or integers on the number line. But if it is a decimal number like this, so we should know that if the decimal number, where the decimal number is lying, okay, where the decimal number is lying from point 1 to point 9, the number is lying between 0 and 1. And here from 0 and 1, we have shown we have shown 0 and 1 on the number line, which is very small in area. So in this we cannot put this decimal numbers if we have to show. So we have to enlarge that area. Okay, we have to enlarge this area. So what happened here? We have just enlarged this to show here on this very number line that this was your 0, this is your 0, and this is your 1. And in between this 0 and 1, when expanded, okay, or stretched, we can place 0.1 to 0.9, because if we distribute all this area into 10 equal parts, so each part will be 0.1. So this is 0.1, now 0.1 and 0.1, this will be 0.2, like that it will be 3 and 4 and 1. Isn't it? So it is easy to find where it is going to fall. Likewise, why it happened, actually it is shown here, that 0 is 0 by 10 and then 1 is 10 by 10. In between 0 to 10 we can divide it like, see, 0 1 2 3 4 5. All the numbers are arranged from 0 to 10 and they all have been divided by 10. This value is being given as this value is being given by this, so we can easily say that this number is 0.7, this number is 0.3. So when we have the numbers like whole number and then decimal part as well, 3.1, 3.2. So see that if you have to write a number 3.8, we know that 3.8 is greater than 3, it is greater than 3, and it is greater than and less than 4. So it will fall between 3 and 4. So 3 and 4 needs to be expressed on the number line starting from 3 ending at 4 and dividing all these into 10 equal parts. So each will be having a length of 0.1. So the number will grow like 3.1, 3.2, 3.3 and likewise. Okay. So you can just count 1, 2, 3, 3.3. This is 6, 3.6. 6 plus 3.6. Further, in this we have seen that if the number is with two decimal places, like if the number is 3.46, you should realize that 3.46 will fall between if we go on to round it off with one decimal place, it will be 3.5. So it is less than 3.5 but more than 3.4. It is less than 3.5 but more than 3.4. So we have to divide again this whole number line in between 3.4 to 3.5 into 10 equal parts, and then we will increase each part with adding zero point 0.1. So 3.4, and then this will be because 0.1 has been divided into 10 equal parts. So each part is going to be added with 0.01 unit. So 0.01 when we add 0.01, what will it give? It will give us 3.41. Likewise, if we add 0.01 to this, what will happen? See, 0.01 if you add, it will give you 3.42 and likewise. So the first thing is, whenever you have the number given to place on the number line, you have to decide that it will fall between which two numbers. If it is just to write with a single decimal place like here, so you can see that it will be falling between two whole numbers here like 4 and then 3. In between these whole numbers, you can divide this into 10 equal parts and put that decimal number with one decimal place. If it is with two decimal place, you can easily understand that it will fall between the decimal places itself, like here 3.4 and 3.5. So this difference is only 0.1. So the difference of 0.1 has been divided into 10 equal parts. That will be 0.01 each equal part. Okay, and then you can easily find two decimal places digits numbers on the number line. Hope you understand. Okay. Now in real life applications, where do we use our decimal numbers? For that, we have some questions here to discuss. So the questions will be in words. Okay, they may be scary, but trust me, they are really very easy to understand. And they are really easy. They are really very easy to solve. It is up to you that how well you understand the language. Okay, in the question. So read the questions properly. Okay, understand, and then start doing the solution. Here, the weight of the baby elephant was 218.99 kg. After 2 years, his weight increased by this kg. Find the weight of the elephant after 2 years. Okay, so the first time noticed his weight is this kg. His weight increased by, it is not the final weight given after 2 years, increased by this. So find the weight of the elephant after 2 years. So in that 2 years, the increased weight is 109.85 kg. So this was what was the baby elephant's weight, after 2 years, it will naturally be something. Okay, when we add its current and increased one. Okay, so we have to do some addition here only. Okay, to get the total weight after 2 years. Now, when do we do addition? We write the numbers in a form like this. Suppose we have to do addition 4.1 and 2.05. Suppose we have a number to add 2.05 plus 4.1, and also suppose we write here 14. How do we add them? So the best way is to write the decimal numbers. Okay, first any decimal number you can write, and for the next like 4.1, see that the decimal has to be written just below that decimal. Okay, it should lie on a straight vertical line. Now you have already placed one here. 4 will be on the left side because it is a whole number part, and 1 will be written down here. Now for 14, because 14 is a whole number part, so we will write 14 here. Decimal can be written here, okay, but 0 will be written on the fractional part area. Why? Because it is a whole number. We can put zeros after decimal as much as we want, or as many as we want. Now we can see that the maximum decimal place of any number given here is 2 here, 1, 2. Here it is 1 and here it is none. Okay. So we can manage the same decimal places for all, so that addition becomes easy for us. Okay, now it is easy for you. So likewise we do that. So here it is already 2 decimal places in this number, 2 decimal places in this number. So life is to add. Now addition, 9 plus 5 is 14. 1 is carried over. 9 plus 1 is 10. 10 plus 8 is 18. We will write 8. 1 is carried over. Okay, now decimal number is there. Decimal point is there. So we will write decimal point. 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 plus 9 is 18. We will write 8. 1 is still carried over. 1 plus 1 is 2. We will write 2. And then 2 plus 1 is 3. So this will be your answer if you add. Isn't it? Now, this question, a tailor needs 35.25 meter of cloth for the shirts and 45.80 meter for trousers. How much cloth does tailor need in all? The question is asking to add these numbers. So he will do nothing. He will just write the numbers with the units. Okay, because there are 2 decimal places in this number, 2 decimal places in this number, so we don't need to worry about this. Your addition will give you the answer. Okay, so it is 5, 0. Okay, 1 is carried over, so it will be 11. 1 is still carried over. Okay, and then 8. So this is your answer. I hope you understand. This is very important to know how you place these horizontally given numbers, and you have to add them. So what you do is you put all these number in column in a column like this, and add through column method. Okay, so in real life application there are some more questions like Kati had a rope of 63.45 meter. She cut the rope into two pieces. If the length of one piece is this meter, 23.59 meter, what was the length of the other piece? So there are 2 pieces, one piece and then 2 pieces after getting cut from here. Okay, isn't it? Kati had a rope of this, and the total rope they are saying that it was 63.45 meter. Now one piece, as I told, it is being cut, is 23.59 meter. So what is this length of the rope? This length of the rope means when you add this to this, you will get this. So if you have to find out this, you have to subtract this from the bigger one. So the question is asking you to subtract, okay, from the whole piece to the one piece. The one piece is 23.59 meter. And when you subtract, you will get the answer. Okay, and I hope you can easily get the answer here. Do you want me to write the answer? Okay, no problem. The answer will be like it is 5 minus 9. We cannot do that. We have to borrow 1 from here. So it will become 15. 15 minus 9 is 6. And because we borrowed 1 from here, so it is now 3. It is now 3. It had become 15. Okay. So 3 is also less than 5. We will again borrow 1 from here to make it 13. When it becomes 13, 13 minus 5 is 8. And now because 1 already borrowed from here, it is now 2, not 3. 2 is less than 3. So again we have to borrow 1 from here to make it 12. 12 minus 3 will be 9. And because 1 has been borrowed from here, it is left with 5. 5 minus 2 is 3. So the answer is this. Okay. Next question. Trishal took 3.25 minutes to complete the race and Rachel took this minutes to complete the race. Who won the race? It is all about comparison, right? So one girl is taking this much of time in minutes, okay, and another is taking this much of time in minutes. So whoever will take less time in the race will win. So it means we have to pick the smaller number between these two. So 3, 3, these are equal. We cannot do anything. 2 is equal to 2. We cannot still find. But the very next number is 5 here and the very next number is 0 here. So this is your lesser number than this. So 3.02, 3.207 minutes taken by Rachel. So who won the race? The answer is Rachel won the race, isn't it? Likewise, the next question is Aaron scored 452.65 marks out of 600 in the final examination. How many marks did he lose? Isn't it? Lose. So, can you guess which operations will you apply to get this answer? Okay, it is nothing but subtraction that we will be using here. 600 marks, okay, was the full marks, but Aaron scored only 452, 452.65. Okay, because we are going to subtract, we know that it is a whole number, but we are going to subtract a decimal from whole number. We have to make them look alike. Okay, so we can make it like this. 600 can be written as 600.00. Okay, this will make our life easy in subtraction. 600.00, 452.65, very less space we have. Okay, now there is a magic actually you can do. All are zeros on the top except 6. So for this kind of a scenario, what do we do is we follow a rule that is known as all from 9 last from 10. What I said? All from 9 last from 10. This is the rule. All from 9 last from 10 means every 0 needs to be changed into 9. Okay, and the last one will be changed with 10 to subtract because we have changed this 0 to 9, so the number just behind the 0 needs to be reduced by 1, so it will be 5 now. Now it is easy. 10 minus 5 is 5, 9 minus 6 is 3, decimal point, 9 minus 2 is 7, 9 minus 5 is 4, and then 5 minus 4 is 1. So that is your answer. That is your answer. Hope you understand. Shall I move? Okay. So some addition and subtraction questions are there, which we have already discussed. Okay. Now, if I give you from my side like 12.5 plus 0.089 plus 13 and plus 4.43. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers are there to be added. So as I told you that please put them in column method, okay, or put them in column so that you can add through column method, and that will be very easy for you. So start writing 12.5, then this is 0 point, so you will start from here 0.089, keep writing, making it sure that your decimal points are falling on this very vertical lines, okay, not here and there. Otherwise your the number result could be different. Now it is 13, so 13 is the whole part we can put there, because this line is for putting the decimal point. We can put decimal, and how many zeros we have to put, it totally depends on what is the maximum decimal place in any of the number given. So here it is 1, here it is 1 2 3, here it is none, it is 1 2 3 is the maximum decimal place. So we have to write each number with 3 decimal places to the max. Here it is still 1, we can fill these two empty places with zeros, okay. So empty places must be filled with zeros here. Now it is 4.43, so 4.43, this one is empty, we can put. So now see, you can see the scenario here that I had like this, and then the addition is very easy for you. 90098 is your 11. 1 is carried over, 6 plus 4 is 10. 1 is carried over, 2 plus 1 is 3, 3, 3, 6 plus 4 is 10. 1 is carried over, 1 plus 1 is 2, and then 1 is 3. Here also some empty places are there, so you can also fill this with zeros if you wish, okay, to avoid any, uh, to avoid any mistakes. So this is your number in additions. But when it happens to subtractions, the same thing happens, because in subtraction you will have two numbers, okay. For example, 7.035, and you have to subtract this from 6.7, then what are you going to do? You know that these numbers will be written like this, but these two places have to be filled with zeros, okay. Otherwise, uh, okay, so start subtracting. 5 minus 0, 3 minus 0. Now 0 minus 7 means it is 10. It is now 6 after being cut. 10 minus 10 minus 7 is 3. Decimal point. 6 minus 6 is 0. And that is your answer. So this was all about addition and subtraction. I guess you can do this very well. It's not a big deal. Come to the multiplication and a little bit of division further. What happens in multiplication? First, I will teach you when we multiply any decimal number with tens or the numbers raised to the power tens, like 10, 100, 1000 and all. In this scenario, we have the number 9.45 into 10. So when we multiply, this very decimal number moves to the right side. Okay, one digit or one place for each one zero being multiplied. So there is a 10. So this decimal will move to one place to the right side because it is being multiplied. So it will be 94.5. Earlier we had divide them. Here we did that when we had to divide the number like 5 by 100, then we knew that the decimal point is here, and we have to move this decimal towards left. Okay, how many places? We have to check how many zeros are there in the denominator. Two zeros, so two places. One place, two place. For one place, it is there 5. For two place, nothing is there, so we have to fill that place with 0. So decimal point is coming over here. So it is written 0.05, isn't it? So this was already done earlier. Multiple scenario. In multiplication, what happens? We move to the right side. Okay. Now here if we go another question like here, 1000 multiplied by 0.285 you can see that for each one zero, it moves one place. Okay, for this zero, it will again move to the right side one place. For this zero, it will again move to the right side one place. So now the decimal is being shifted to this part. So it will be written as 285 decimal. And on the right side, there is nothing. Okay, so we cannot even use this decimal point here. Neat. So it will give us a whole number. It will give us a whole number. Here, in this question, 3.4 is multiplied by 1000. If we have to shift this towards this, I mean to the end of 4, we need 10 to be removed. Okay, from this 1000. Now two zeros will be still left, and the decimal is already here, which is giving me a whole number. So 3, 4. 34 is a whole number and is still being multiplied by 100. So you can simply write 3400, 3400. Or another way, you can think that for one zero, we moved one place. For the second zero, we have to move another place. For the third zero, we have to move another place. For each empty places, we have to fill with zeros. So again, it will be 3, 4, 0, zeros only. So this is our answer will be like this. Now this is something, if you are multiplying a decimal number with a decimal number itself without zeros, then what will happen? So in this scenario, forget decimals. Just take out the number that it appears without, you know, zeros or decimals. So 4 and 3 gives you 12, isn't it? 4 and 3 when multiplied gives you 12. Now, if it is 12, we have to check how many decimal places we have altogether. Okay, in the multipliers and multiplier. So here we have one decimal place, here we have two decimal places. If you add them, you will be having three decimal places. Three decimal places we need to be placed here in this product. The product is 12, and 12 means and the decimal is here. It is hidden. Three decimal places we have to manage. So we'll see how we can manage one decimal place, two decimal place, three decimal place. It means until we put a decimal over here, we cannot make it of three decimal places, which should be the answer. So it will be written as 0.012. Likewise, if you multiply this to this, 11 times 7 is nothing but 77. Now count the decimal places. One decimal place, 2, 3, 4. How many total decimal places we have? 4. Here, the decimal is hidden here. We have to manage with 4 decimal places. So it is 1, 2. 2 is already there with the numbers, and 2 more we need because we are going to put decimal here. So these empty places will be filled with 0, and the answer will be this. I hope you can do this. You can do this. The answer will be 9. 3 multiplied by 3, 9. 3 decimal place, 2 decimal place. We have to manage with 5 decimal place. One number is given. For the next 4, we have to place with zeros only. And then only we can find 5 decimal places here. Okay, in a question like this, 2.49 multiplied by what will give you 249. We see that this and this number appear same except decimal point here. It means there was shifting of decimal point. Okay, how many places it shifted? Two decimal places shifted and it came over here. That is why we wrote 2.249. So it means we had to multiply this by a number with zeros. How many zeros? Two zeros with 1. Okay, so 100 will be the answer here. 100 will be the answer here. Likewise, you can easily understand what will be the number here. Okay, how many places it shifted to make it 500? One place, two place, three place. Okay, 0, 0. So for three places, we need 1000 to multiply. I hope it was okay for you. Okay, now when it comes to division, let's have some questions on division part as well. Like if we divide something by 10, and though already discussed that if we divide something by 10 or 100, what happens? Okay, if we divide it by 10 or 100, what happens? Even if we divide the number by 1000, what happens? If the denominator or the divisor is of tens, like 10, 20, 100, 200, 300, 1000, 4000, like that, is easy. It is just about shifting the decimal point. If it is what 10, 100, and 1000, it is division, so it will move to the left side. Simple. If it is multiplication, it moves to the right side. So okay, move it, cancel it. It will be 0.225. Okay, we don't start with point only, we will write 0. Here it needs to be moved towards left. How many places? Two places. So if it is moving two places, okay, one for one, two is there. For the second, we have to place 0. So answer is going to be this. Okay, your answer will be 0.0225. Here 1000 means one is there, two more 0 needed. Okay, then only we can remove this 30 number 1000 if we have to divide this. Okay, one place for 10, 10. Another for another 0. We will place this, fill this with 0, because it should not be left empty. Okay, now all the zeros have been cancelled from the denominator, and we will see that the decimal point came over here. So the total number will be this, which I have already written as your answer. You would practice on some questions given to your syllabus in your books, and there won't be any problem uh, from here onwards whenever you come across with any questions related to decimals. All the best. Thank you very much for being with me. Bye. Take care.